dirt bike and ATV collide with deadly results.
I'm not going to lie to people and tell them that we always obey the speed limit.
Slow down, Governor. Records show Governor Rendell's drivers are not hitting the brakes.
A candidate for mayor tells voters, wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah, I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm afraid for my life.
Target 11 investigates why dangerous suspects are back on the streets.
Live, local, late breaking. Now broadcasting in high definition. This is Channel 11 News. News coverage you can count on.
Good evening.
I would hope after a year's time went by, the glitches in the system would have been fixed.
Well, the criminals go to court and then they're right back on the streets. Target 11 looks at the revolving door that could put your safety at risk.
Buds on.
It's been called the revolving door of justice. Criminals hauled into jail only to be released on low or no bond.
And police officers say it could be putting your safety at risk. Target 11 investigator Rick Earl here to explain what he's uncovered on this. Rick?
Well, Peggy, a handful of Pittsburgh police officers complained about this very issue more than a year ago. We spent the past several weeks digging through all of the court documents. And tonight, some officers say it's still going on. And they say it's not only putting them at risk, but you as well.
I felt the burning. I turned around, I turned around to the left a little bit to look, and I hear the shot, and I'm shot again.
Scott Gunnell was shot several times in the back while leaving a convenience store on the north side. While Gunnell needs a walker to get around, the man accused of shooting him is walking the streets.
My family is in fear for their life. I have a daughter and a wife. I mean, they got to leave the house every day, and who knows what could happen.
Why did you shoot this gentleman?
Self-defense.
Malcolm Green was released after posting $50,000 bond.
Every day when I look up the bonds of the people that were arrested the day before, I'm still astonished.
Jason Lando is an undercover Pittsburgh narcotics officer. He tracks defendants and bonds. His research last year prompted a meeting between the DA, the president judge, and the police chief.
I would hope after a year's time went by, the glitches in the system would have been fixed.
Lando provided Target 11 with a list of more than a dozen recent examples. Roger Henderson arrested after allegedly selling heroin to an undercover officer. Even though he's a convicted felon on probation, he was released after posting $3,000 bond. Jarrell Daniels arrested for allegedly selling crack cocaine to an undercover cop. Daniels has 7 prior arrests with convictions for drugs and firearm possession. Released on $6,000 bond. And 19-year-old Asa Tompkins, arrested for a home invasion in Swissvale. He's a convicted felon who's faced charges from aggravated assault to robbery. Released on $10,000 bond.
And it must be very frustrating when they've made an arrest to see somebody back out on the street. However, those police officers do know intellectually that everyone they arrest is clothed with the presumption of innocence until they go to trial.
Claire Capristo is a former prosecutor and now deputy court administrator. Capristo and pretrial services director Tom McCaffrey say district justices began using a new bail rating system several years ago, a system focused on risk assessment, not money, where the bonds are lower but come with restrictions such as house arrest and drug testing.
Solely a monetary bond is good for basically one thing. It's very good at holding people in jail that don't have money.
You catch the guy and you find out that the guy has a criminal history a mile long, is out on parole, should have been in jail, and he's still out committing crimes, and that puts the officers at risk, and it puts the public at risk.
And he's out on $50,000 straight bond. Shot me 5 times. He's walking on the streets.
Now, after the police officers complained last year, the DA's office assigned an attorney to work with police and review all bonds. But Sergeant Lando says he and other officers are frankly tired of referring cases to the DA. They contend they need a permanent fix. But at this point, that appears unlikely because court administrators believe the system is working. One side note here, a detainer arrest warrant has been issued for Roger Henderson, one of the defendants highlighted in our story. Reporting live, Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
All right, Rick, very interesting. Thank you. Well, the Pittsburgh Public School District investigating claims of questionable contact between a school janitor and a middle school student.